Hello.
Hello.
Oh dear. That was an entertaining green room. I'd like to say Dongy's officially letting his hair down now. He's no longer a guest.
He was doing impressions of his godfather, and I nearly fell off my seat.
Bear boy. He's in. He is in.
How is everybody? Good?
Excellent.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
not bad.
Mm-hmm. Ronnie's literally holding on to his house as we speak.
Yeah. It's way worse than what the weatherman said it was going to be. Way worse. But anyway.
So it's definitely not raining.
Oh, it's coming down sideways.
I can imagine.
How are you, Tom?
I'm living the dream, actually.
Are you?
Good.
That's
Wow.
good.
You're very recumbent.
No, I'm not. I did something rather silly this week. I'll just confess, and I'll get ridiculed for it. I've not told you about this yet.
Did you get it stuck in your zip again?
I told Tommy and Sharon about this. So on Sunday last week, about tea time, I thought, I've not had a drink, and obviously, I like a beer or whatever, a glass of whatever. I thought,
Really?
Really. I'll go and get a bottle of wine. So I went to the local Tesco Express, and they've got the bollards around them, because obviously people in Rotherham would ram raid Staniford's bakery, clearly, for a pasty. You can understand why they've got them. Yeah, really. And there's two spaces at one end of the car park, and for some reason they've got an extra sort of row of metal bollards at the side of them. So the spaces are only for two cars. And I went in, and it was really busy because the Tesco opens till about 11 o'clock at night on a Sunday, so it gets really busy. So anyway, I was looking around, I'm going to have to park in one of these spaces. They are renowned for being really difficult to reverse out of because of just the angle of how they're positioned. And when I came out of Tesco, somebody parked next to me like a bit of a twat, so it made it even harder for me to get out. Now, that e-tron I've got, because you've got one, the technology on it is that advanced that it automatically stops if you go near a cat, squirrel, whatever. It just shuts down, right? So I put the car into reverse, thinking that's a bit close. Nothing on the screen. Then I heard this noise, and I thought I've just reversed over like a pop bottle, kind of pop, and then it got louder, and then the front of the car started to move, and I ended up ripping the front bumper off because the parking sensors had stopped working.
Oh my goodness!
What? Whoops.
Yeah. So what made it worse was I was like, "Is anybody watching?" Yeah, everybody was watching. Of course they were. Why wouldn't you be? Yep. So then I had to drive from the Tesco, which is only probably a mile, to my house, and it didn't take the full bumper off. It just took one side of it off. So I had to literally drive with the bumper scraping along the floor like a snowplow, and the amount of people that were just like, "Is this guy for real?" Yeah.
So your car looked like it had Bell's palsy.
So I spent till about 11 o'clock at night on Sunday putting it back together.
So what the first part of that story was is that after your third bottle of wine, you wanted another bottle of wine.
No, I do not condone that behaviour, Jamie. And I can honestly say I was teetotal. God's honest truth. But so yeah.
So what happened? How did you lose half your bumper? Did it get caught in something?
So one of the metal bollards that's on the passenger side of the car, as I reversed out, excuse me, left hand down. Yeah, left hand down. As I came out, it caught the wheel arch, and because the wheel arch sticks out, so the wheel arch has caught the bollard, and as I've reversed out, the wheel arch has come off, and it's also brought the front bumper off, like total on the Q6. So, yeah. So that was entertaining. And then I came on, and I was like, "Kaz," and she was like, "Yeah." Obviously on the settee, watching Netflix as usual. You need to come look at the car. Why? What's wrong with it? I was like, "Yeah, you need to come look at the car." And then I had to ring. Then the next door neighbour was going out, so I said to the next door neighbour, I said, "Liam, do me a favour." I said, "Can you go past the Tesco and see if there's any bits of the car that I've left?" So he came back with the under tray. Oh yeah, I went to town, definitely. Yeah. So that's the highlight of my week, and I'm sat here. I put it all back together.
By yourself?
Did you use spragging glue?
I was going to say, might be a bit of milliput you. No. To be fair, to say how bloody expensive that car was, it's a bit concerning how cheaply it's made, because it's just literally just plastic. So yeah.
Crumple zones, Tom. Crumple zones. That's what I call here on me.
So yeah, nothing really reefing related other than
You've done no reefing. You've just broken your car.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Other than that, yeah, happy Friday. I hope everybody found that
Happy Friday,
entertaining.
yeah.
Anyway, well, thanks for tuning in. Jamie, nice to see you. Thanks for coming back on. Let There Be Light. We talked about it the other week with Dong. What's happening then? Come on, tell us. I'm sure there's only 3 people left in the comments that haven't seen your Instagram posts.
Yeah, I've had a week of lighting, mate. I've got obviously finally mounted all the Strattons up. They look good. They're doing really well. I'm playing around with them. They're fantastic, and I'm quite happy with them initially. But on the other side of the coin is I've had issues with the other tank with one of my Radians going kaput, which is now back with Exodus being repaired. So, you do something good and something else always just slaps you in the face afterwards. Lights are up. I've recalibrated all my doses this week because I was ended up kept up in the dosage, but it was just pinches in the line and all that sort of stuff. So I took it all apart. And in the process, I did my own stupid thing. I poured the wrong solution in the wrong dosing container and got a big white gloopy jollop of crap. So
you mixed your alk and your calcium.
I did, yeah. I poured the wrong one in to top it up in a rush and had to go and strip the whole thing down again and then pump RO through the lines for ages to clear them and all that fun stuff.
So how many litres of reefing jizz did you make?
It wasn't. It was using the Elements pre-made stuff. So I just put 30 quid in the bin, basically.
I've got that problem in the garage. And I think, is it because you push them too close to each other that they react? Is that right? Am I right in saying that?
They do react, but I literally poured the bottle of complete into the universal dosing container.
Okay.
And it's an instantaneous...
So were you doing some sciencing, or was it a mistake? Did you think, nah, this will work? This will work.
Yeah, I could have chanced upon something miraculous, couldn't I? But no, I just completely effed up in a rush. Yeah. And then, I had another week away, so it's just getting back on top of everything. My Fox face very kindly smashed a load of coral up for me, so I fragged all that. You know what it's like when you get back from holiday. There's a load of stuff to just put right again.
Holiday, did you say?
Sort of,
Ron?
yeah.
I mean,
Did you hear that word?
I think he's had 4 since he joined the Reefers Network.
I thought Ron was bad. It must be like we'll go on the Reefers Network. You take loads of holidays and time out. Yeah. Anyway, Ron, you've got a kind of Guile from Street Fighter haircut going off tonight. I like it. Sonic Boom.
I think somebody did call me that in the past. I know Christian called me Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah,
but I'll take Guile. I'll throw a Sonic Boom anyone's way.
Boom.
Yeah.
Anyone's way.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Guile was a handsome man anyway, so I'll take it.
Anything in Eden Corals happening that we need to know? Anything to share? Oh,
I had a little visit today from an actual pair of reefers, Joe and Rab from up in Elgin.
wow.
Came all the way down. They were dropping some stuff off in a town near me, and they swung by, and I saw an opportunity to fork over a massive box of corals and got rid of some gigantic corals that I wouldn't normally ship because they're too big.
Nice.
I really need to stop bagging corals as big as I am. I need to just send stuff that's guaranteed to survive. Anyway, so Joe brought this big TMC grey, their version of the poly box with the extra thick wall and stuff. So we absolutely filled that with a whole load of, can't really call them frags, colonies.
Wow, colonies.
I burst a few bags. The corals were so big and had to rebag them. But it was really, really nice getting to share with somebody in the flesh. I think that's the first time I've actually ever been able to do it.
You don't get to see many people up there, do you?
Well, I mean, I'm down there. I mean, he mentioned it a few times.
Yeah.
It's not even really Scotland. It was amazing to spend some time with such passionate reefers. And Rab, who I didn't even know had fish tanks. I thought he was just the artist for all the graffiti at Aqua H.
That guy.
Yes. You should see
Yeah.
he's got like this huge system.
Sure, people saw
at
these.
home.
Brilliant bit of
Amazing.
artwork. Yes, brilliant. Very glad I picked up that.
Unbelievably talented.
Yes, very
But
much
yeah,
so.
it was great. Just they had some lunch and we just chatted and hung out, showed them the spawning system, and it was just nice to share in person. It's
Did they have the
something
macaroni cheeseburger by any chance?
No, they both had tuna, and I actually said to them, "I'm going to go and sit over there." Thinking.
I'll tell you something I meant to ask you on WhatsApp the other day. I saw you've been very kind to donate some corals recently. I think you've had a shipment's gone down to James, a shipment went to Steph, and in the corals you've made. Where's the 3D printed sort of? I'm not going to say what I was going to describe it as. Where's the little bird cage come from? That looks like a good touch. That.
They're really good then, yeah.
So I was speaking to Steve, East Coast Reefer,
Yep.
and he said, "I'm sure we could develop something." He designed that completely from scratch, and then the first one he printed was like a fucking bird cage, right? You could have stuck a parrot in it. It was huge. So he had to work on the scale of it, and then he sent me the file, and now I can just fire them off, and they fit the exact diameter of the bag. So when you absolutely pack the bag of water and then squeeze the air out and then tighten it,
Yeah.
the whole thing forms this.
This is
That's
what they
them.
came like.
Let's have a look. What he's talking about. There you go.
So frag plug holder and then a protective cage in the bag, and it completely stops them getting crushed. Really, really cool.
Oh, that's nice.
Which also means that you can actually put them in the poly box in any direction because they're locked into the base and they've got a complete. Unfortunately, some of my corals are bigger than the cage.
I was going to say, have you tried to see if they've got multiple uses yet, or is that later on?
I'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But no, thank you to Steve for
Yes.
developing that and then sending me the file. It is absolutely phenomenal. And hopefully, Jamie, you'll be able to return the favour and post some corals to somebody else someday.
Absolutely. I mean, they're too good to be single use. So, we'll reuse them and reuse them. I've even thought about what I can use these for. If you remember in the past, I got a scully and put it in my frag tank. Obviously, I've got angelfish in there. And I built a cage out of egg crate to protect the scully. And it was naff. Whereas that could be repurposed into something like that.
You could buy a really big whisk and whisk up some I don't know, cake mixture. It reminds me of my nan's whisk. Anyway.
A balloon whisk. Yeah.
Dong, what's been happening, my man?
Yeah.
What's happening? What's happening this week? What have you been up to?
No, actually, this week, coral growing too fast. I have to sell a lot of them and then try to make room. And then when I turn around, they're full again. It's just
I
so
feel your pain.
ridiculous. Yeah. So, but this week there's one interesting thing. There's a guy came to me. He told me that he is using the ICP mass bag as a calibration for his trident.
Oh,
I said, well, wait a minute. ICP does not measure alkalinity. That is actually quite a interesting thing, because I also saw on YouTube that people say, "Oh, I use the ICP MS to calibrate my auto tester," but sorry, ICP does not measure alkalinity at all. That's why when you do Trident and they don't include alkalinity, I don't know if they do now, but most ICP company, they will test your alkalinity using other method than ICP, then provide you the number. So that means that this $15 box is as good as your ICP MS to calibrate your automatic tester. So that is one thing I encountered this week. Hell no, you're not spending that money to calibrate your auto tester, because this is a wrong method. ICP does not measure alkalinity. And yeah, that's one thing that is very memorable for last week that show up. Or actually, last night I was
the worst friend in the world to be a reefer with. You all your friends must say, I've done this, and you'll go, well, here's why you're wrong.
Oh,
I'd like to see.
well,
I'd
I
like
try to
see
save
Dom
the
get
money.
really angry. I'd like to see him get really angry. That would be entertaining. Maybe we could try.
We're back to the mafia boss again.
Right, let me say good evening to those 68 of you, 70 of you. Thank you for joining us this evening. Before we talk about Dong's suggested topic, reefing. Any?
Say it.
Oh, okay. Well, must try harder. Evening, Johnny Boy, in the house. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're good. Evening, Ryan. Looks like you had an amazing trip. Another jet setter that's been to the Maldives, I think, recently.
When's he ever at home? Cheeky little sausage is never at home. Maybe he's actually homeless.
Oh, and just spends his time flying around.
Yeah. When he comes home, he just kicks about outside Lidl.
Jamie's here as well. Gazazazazar. Best mate, Dom. There you go.
Hi, Gaz.
Amanda's here as well. Probably won't be able to see by now. Techers is with us. Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Good evening, Amanda. Good evening.
Oh, good evening. Rama.
Rama?
You good? I went to the bar actually the other night to get something out of it, and there was a big bottle of tequila rose smiling at me, Rama. I did think of you when I saw it after the barbecue. Hope you're good, my man. Who else is here? We've got Anthony's in the house. UK 120. Good evening. Hope you're good. We've had a good week. Hello, Emma. Bunch of sausages. Zach is with us.
Hey, Zach.
Won't be good. Prime Corals. Who's from what? No, he's Scottish. He's north of the border. I'm sure he's your neck of the woods. Yes. Yes. And he was at Aqua as well. Thanks for your support. Yeah, hope you're good. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure he's of Scottish heritage. Here we are. Stevie boy. I've heard he's bought a new tank.
It's done.
Well, it was my next door neighbour that told me. So I was like, wow, like everybody's talking about it. Steve's bought a Red Sea tank. Congratulations, mate. Looking forward to seeing the build and videos on that. Can't wait for that. Looking forward to it. Coach is with us as well. Good evening. Hey, Lee's here as well. Thanks for joining. Lee Friday. Julie.
Hi, Julie.
Anybody going to iReef, We Reef tomorrow? I'm going with Timothy. Should be good. Nice to see you if you're there, Julie. Not far for you. Melinda da. Good morning.
She'll be there.
Yeah. Flying over especially, I'm sure. Zach is here as well. Good evening. Liam. Who else we got in here? Let's have a look. Look. Ron.
Oh.
Hello, Dave. How's your Starburst?
I sent my box of Starbars.
A full box?
Well, no, Bernadette bought a box, right? And I can only get 8 in the Jiffy bag to post down to him, so I'm going to eat the rest.
Nice. But to Dave, they would be massive. They'll last him all year.
Huge. He was riding one around the back garden this afternoon.
Okay. That's definitely a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids moment. Matty Boy's here as well. Good evening. What else we got? Flanger's here. Good evening. Hope you're good, my love.
Hello,
Big hug to you and Paul. Hope you're good. Looking forward to seeing you when me and Kaz come down in November. Can't wait for that. Should be good. Dirty D's Reef is here as well. Good evening.
Dirty D.
Elisa Sa is here as well.
Hi, Lisa.
Hello.
Pocket Rocket.
Pedro Bar in the house. Hello, Pedro.
Hey, Pedro.
Thanks for joining us. Benji's here. Good evening. Looking forward to catching up with you. If you're coming to Coral Freak, should be good. Stu's Reef, that's the new one. Very colourful avatar.
All right, Stu.
Hi, Stu.
Yeah.
Welcome aboard.
Hello.
Nice to see you're attracting a few new viewers, Don. Thanks for your contribution. Here they are, Tommy and Sharon. Evening, happy Friday. Hope we're well.
Yeah.
Yes, Tommy's travelling down tomorrow, all the way down, 4 hours to come and see us at iReef. Looking forward to seeing him. Should be good.
Nice.
Yes. Yarek's in the house.
That's all else going on. Good evening, Yarek.
Yeah. Oh, here he is. I don't know whether he's had his medication or not yet. I thought he'd be in bed. He'd be good.
Hey, Rob.
Hope you're good. Dave's here as well. Harry Bow.
Harry.
Harry's filming at the next coming Coral Freak, so it should be really good. So he's an amazing videographer.
He's going to be the main filmer person.
He is.
Man.
Maybe you should go as his fluffer, Ron. Might need one on the day. Never know.
What does fluffer mean to you, Tom?
Yeah, moving on. Evening, Woody's Reef. Hope you're good. Happy Friday. Bernadette is here as well. Fishy Feet.
Hey,
Yeah, correct.
She's right.
Jim is here.
Here
he is, the man himself.
Young Stefan.
That's it. Stefano. Reefer
young.
evening.
Mr. Rickson.
Well, look forward to seeing him tomorrow as well. Anybody else I haven't shouted out? I apologise if I've missed you. Oh, got to say a big shout out to Terry. Here he is, Tezza.
Hi,
Very
Terry.
good. Derek Hebbs, good evening from Canada again. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Haley's with us as well. Good evening. God, he's here again. Mr. Drip is in the house.
Here he is.
Oh, you're good.
Out, Tom, read it out.
What did he put? Greetings, dustbins. Hope everybody's good. Yes. He's going to be diving tomorrow, so he can officially dive in Australia. Yes, he's diving in a lake.
Nice.
He's in Morecambe at the minute, living it up. Yes,
bobbing around like a turd.
Yes, definitely. Corey, evening, Corey. Hope you're good. Thanks for joining us. A few people talking amongst themselves. Naturally, Immers is with us as well. Happy Friday, James. Thanks for joining. Timothy, see you at 9:30ish in the morning. Yazan Reef, few people talking amongst themselves. We'll try and get to the comments if we can. Depeche, hello.
Depeche.
Joe, hope you're good.
Hi, Joe.
Hope you've recovered from the tuna sandwich. I'm sure it was delicious.
I hope you've done your dipping, Joe.
Smoothest brain. Thanks for joining. Hope you're good.
Hello.
That's saying anyone. And I think we are about there. Right. As always, I will make an effort to give a shout out to you if we've missed you, and any comments that are related to this evening's topic, which again was chosen by His Highness Dong. Please throw them in the comments. So, Dong, over to you.
Yeah.
Your suggestion for this week was reefing bullshit. Do you want to elaborate and explain why you chose that topic?
Oh, because that reefing is a very expensive hobby.
I thought you were going to say
many
bullshit
people-
then in general.
And also the industry somehow look at our reefers like those piggy bank. Seems like we are more willing to spend money than the freshwater people. So so there is so many product has been aimed for money grab, or some products
reef tax.
Yeah, reef tax, and some of them are just lack of regulation. There's some product is kind of not really scientifically valid, and also that this hobby is, especially this hobby, is filled with a lot of them. Yeah. So Can
I just ask you, sorry, quickly, what did your wife make of that when it came through the post? Have you shown it her?
He's going to give it to her for Christmas. It's a surprise.
Oh, dear. Fair enough. Sorry, I was just curious. as to how you explained that was a necessary purchase, because you've also made some other recent purchase, haven't you? You've been buying a lot of shit recently. You told me.
Yes, and there's some very nice spice called this. Okay. Well, they're actually from Amazon, and for according to the reviews, they're all this.
What's the
Okay.
What's the brand
what's the
name?
brand? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
according
you
to
need
the
to read
review.
the brand. Can you see the brand
Yeah.
on the label?
Who makes it?
There's no brand on the label.
What's the bottom
Oh wait,
say?
there is.
What does it say, Don?
They call
What does it
What does
say?
that say, Dong?
big something ranch. A big male chicken. Okay. And of course they have this very special also from this big chicken ranch, male chicken ranch.
Okay.
And of course, being a big chicken ranch, they definitely have this thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you
So
have been
according to
literally
the
buying a lot
Amazon
of shit.
review, they're very tasty something. They're very tasty. I'm gonna try that out after this.
Okay.
I'm gonna really cook with them. So they're supposed to be for chicken and steak. Yeah.
Sorry, we went off on a
Yeah.
tangent. Just out of curiosity, what have you actually bought them for?
For this show.
There's commitment for you. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. So sorry, before I rudely go on, Rob. Go on.
So are you going to be cooking dinner tonight, Dong? And your
Ah.
wife comes in, you've fixed
Yeah,
her a wee glass
yes.
of wine, relaxing. And
Actually,
are you-
I'm the one who cook dinner every day.
okay. So how much
Yes.
big cock are you going to put on the meal? And which one are you?
Tonight?
Yeah.
No, none of them.
None of them tonight. No.
Yeah, I saved them for special occasion, like anniversary, birthday,
My
that
man.
kind of thing. Yeah, actually, my younger daughter, did saw
Let's not
my
go there.
Amazon
Let's not go
purchase. My younger daughter
Oh.
looked at it and said, "That's a lot of shit."
Okay.
Oh dear.
So as you were trying to explain, you chose the topic not so you could just go and buy some random stuff off Amazon, but because you were saying that there are a lot of things that you believe in the hobby that us as
Yep.
reefers use or are sold in a certain way that you
Mm-hmm.
clearly disagree with certain things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
yes. There's a lot of stories behind that. So, do you have the slides ready?
Yeah, of course I have. Here we
Yeah,
go.
let's roll it. Reefing bullshit. Okay, next slide. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is the story about probably the biggest BS ever happened on our hobby. I believe that you guys have that on sale
Oh yeah. Yeah.
in
I've
UK
used-
too, right?
I've used it.
So the story, there's a lot of story behind that. Of course, this is we are on a show that's for shits and giggles. Okay, so don't quote me on this kind of thing. I get all the information from the public information, and also I have been paying attention to this miracle cleaner for many years, ever since it comes out. So long time ago, far away, in Minnesota, there is a small,
Light years away.
well, and happened to be 7 miles away from Bowery Supplies headquarters. That's
Okay.
real. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Google it. Okay, that's just a fun fact. Okay, so there is a company, a service company called Underwater Creation.
Oh, I know
That is
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay. The story is like that. So normally they will visit their clients every 2 weeks, like many service company does. So during these 2 weeks, people, their client will say, "Oh, I have to scrape the glass, scrape the algae." Well, the tank won't look as pristine and clean. So that's why they said they developed this vibrant originally for their own use, for their clients. So they will dose this chemical, bacterial product, into their client's tank So the client's tank will stay clear for 2 weeks at least. So before their next visit, which is good. So they claim this is a bacterial product. But here's an important thing. Bacteria that can clean algae does exist. It's in the literature. They also, some of them been trial on the, I think it's on the, as part of the ocean, try to combat algae invasion to the coral reef. So using bacteria to kill algae is a thing. That thing is absolutely exist and is absolutely correct. So that is why for a long time, I never suspected this is not a bacterial product because such thing exists. So apparently, according to this company, they work with some scientists, some biologists to develop this bacterial concoction. So it's 95% bacterial. So you will target to kill the algae to fight your algae problem. You know that in the reefing hobby, this is a big thing. So that's why they developed this product. And it's bacterial, it's natural, great. And then Bulk Resupply is their backer, the big promoter for it. Well, I think it's very convenient because they're only 7 miles away apart from each other.
Yeah.
So that is a fact.
Yeah.
Okay. So some people use this thing. It works. The algae just wither away and die. And some people also see that coral also go along with the algae, have a buddy and go to the heaven. Here comes the real story. A friend of mine back then, he told me that he found this miracle product called Vibrant. I said, okay. Yeah, it's a bacterial product, isn't it? He said, oh, yeah. So he said it works so well. After 1 month, he called me up and said, his coral doesn't look quite right. I said, what do you do? What did you add to your tank? He said, nothing unusual. Everything is just the 2-part dosing, trace element, and the Vibrant. I said, So is it possible the Vibrant actually is making your coral not very happy? He said, no, it's a bacterial product. A lot of people say it works well. Bulk Resupply says it works well. And then there's so many promotion to it. And I said, okay, yeah, well, maybe you just need to do more water change. Okay, he did more water change. He activated carbon, all that kind of thing. And then another month passed by. He said, I'm getting out of the hobby. I said, what happened? He said, oh, he cannot find out what's wrong with it. Coral just dying. The water at the tank, his tank was sparkly clean, beautiful, clean, no algae, no signs of algae. Wow, all the coral wither away. Then I said, well, since there's the only thing that you did differently is the Vibrant, why don't you stop the Vibrant? He said, well, give it a shot. Well, the end result, the end of the story is that this day he's still in the hobby. He just stopped using Vibrant. And this miracle cleaner has been selling so well, and because there's no other product like that on the market, which bacterial based, actually 95% bacterial based, according to the label. And yeah, so that's why it probably generate quite a bit of revenue for the company. Then one day I wake up and then I just look at the reef to reef. Wow, there's like a nuclear bomb happened on reef to reef.
I remember it well.
Basically, is something everywhere. Something hit the fan. So something is cover the whole freaking computer screen, that kind of thing. And what people find out is that it's actually algae fix, is algaecide sold by API for half the cost. Okay.
Wow.
So what happened is that there is a lot of debate about that. I still remember when Bulk Resupply, when Ryan actually received that, and he was shocked. Of course, as a store, it's not your responsibility to exactly to maybe to analyze what's in that bottle, right? So when you're selling something, it's not your responsibility to analyze what's inside. So you have to take the word of the manufacturer. So there is even Randy Home Valley and the chemistry guru also chimed in about the vibrant story. So then the whole reef to reef just blew up with this kind of thing. Basically, is algaecide. It have nothing to do with bacteria, with a label so misleading.
Dong, what
Like
are you
this?
doing waving a banana?
Oh yes, actually I like it because this is really a nice banana which is rotting. So whatever. So well, that is better than vibrant. At least I can eat it. So what happened is that in US actually they stepped in a landmine about EPA. So can I Tom, can you forward to the next page, please?
Yes, I can.
Okay. What happened is that this algaecide actually triggered a US law.
Yeah,
The
Smoothest
EPA.
Brains. He put that in the comment not so long ago.
Yep.
And he actually got the figure right as well. To the penny, to the dollar, to the dime. Well done.
Yeah, exactly. So that is, well, that's a public information. What happened is that if any company want to sell this pesticide, this algaecide, in a bottle, they have to label it. Simple as that. So I do not believe there's any penalty for mislabel and cheating the customer. The fine is just for they didn't disclose that thing on the label.
Wow.
Yes, and today you can go on Vibrant's website. They're still selling it at the same expensive price, just without the bacterial, those kind of label on their label. Now they're selling as a miracle cleaner. Miracle.
So are they
Yeah.
disclosing the actual active ingredient?
So basically, it's an algaecide to kill off all your algae, including it also can affect the algae inside your coral.
Yeah, the zooxanthellae. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's the same thing as the API algae fix,
Yeah.
which costs a lot less. Yeah.
So if it's got polycots in it, polycotinium chloride, that's basically a biocide. It's a horrible product. Is that still safe in a fish only system, or is that toxic to all life?
I think that for fish only system you're okay to use it. Because the algae fix is original, actually it's mostly used by people who have fish only tank.
Got you.
Right,
It's quite effective. For matter of fact, it's pretty safe to fish and to human as well.
So they do a saltwater and a freshwater version, don't they? Is it the same active ingredient in both, just with a different label?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so they just charge more for the salt one because it's for salt when it's salt tax, reef tax. Yeah.
Yeah, reef tax. That's what it is. Okay. So then the vibrant, but actually if you look back to the story, same as Dino X, absolutely correct. I just look at I actually look into Dino X. Dino X is also algaecide similar to this.
Wow.
Very similar. So when you use Dino X, I think the dosage probably plays an important role because that I have seen people that successfully use Dino X. Probably, yeah, because that the dinoflagellate inside coral is protected somewhat. Oh, it had a different ingredient? Okay. So, it's not produced anymore?
Called Dino M.
Yeah, Dino.
Okay, so I come back to the vibrant. I think the vibrant is really an interesting story about what kind of
So
So-
on your reefing bullshit meter, Ron, Dong, sorry, where does Vibrant stack out of 10? Is it really up there, or is it where is it
I
for
think
you?
it's 12.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
wow! Even though it actually works.
Because that is definitely is a misleading. Not only misleading, it basically is a scam.
Mm.
Yeah, so shouldn't be even a product
In a
for
reef tank.
reefing.
Yeah, not for
Yeah,
reef.
for a reef tank, it shouldn't be used on the reef tank. But for fish only, then why don't you just go buy the API algae fix
Yeah, fair.
and have them still have the gut to still selling it as a
Yeah.
miracle cleaner? Yeah, I will put the bullshit meter to 24.
See on the bottle of Vibrant, does it actually single out killing algae? So if I remember right, when I bought it, it was I think it was sold as like a kind of full surface cleaner. So it will clean your glass, it will make your water gin clear, it will clean your rocks. But I don't remember the actual words algae. Like it will. I don't remember them advertising it as algae killer, as such. More of a aquarium cleaner.
Yes, that was is originally for.
I wonder when the following got big enough by us hobbyists and people started to talk to each other. Because the biggest thing I remember when I first stumbled across it, it was for Valonia, bubble algae. This gets rid of bubble algae, and everyone was like, "Whoa, that's crazy!" And I'll be honest, it got rid of my bubble algae, and I didn't have corals at the time. It was just clowns and an anemone, and it killed that. But see, then the successive algae that then came, cyano happened, and then the successive algae that then came after the Valonia, that's what blew my mind to the point I shut that tank down. It was crazy how it all just stumbled out of balance somehow.
I've just done a quick Google and it's showing here. Vibrant, £30 a bottle, UK, 8 ounce.
Oh, it's still for sale.
Yeah, it's still for sale. Yeah.
Oh, £5 off, Dong. Buy one quick.
Oh yes. Well, you said Black Friday comes already.
Wow. Okay.
So the
that's-
and
That was
also
a big
another
scam. That one, you think, a big one, one of the worst.
one of the worst, and also that the creator of Vibrant also on Reef to Reef and pumping this up back then, and he has a very interesting behavior. He like every post. He will like every following post, and at the time that they have something called the Purge, so you can see that it's one of the products they call Purged.
I used Purge against red bugs, or apparently that I had in my old DT. I'm going back, about 10 years, and it was £80 a bottle, and that was pretty much 10 years ago, and it was, but I was losing a lot of acros at the time because I got maricultured acros. I didn't know much about pests, and especially not bugs anyway, and we lost loads and loads of stock. And I bought 2 bottles of that, so £160, and it didn't make a difference.
So because I still remember when they launched Purge, it's a big announcement on Reef to Reef. We finally found the cure in tank treatment for Acro eating flatworm.
Yeah.
And then I actually went on to their post. I said, "Is that potassium related? Is that has potassium chloride in it?" And then they said, "No, it doesn't." And then he come back and like my post. My post got a like. And then I found out he liked every single post on that thread. No matter people are bashing him or venting or putting out question, every single one has a like. That's kind of interesting. Okay. So let's go on to the next.
Wow. Same stuff. Different bottle.
Let's go. Oh, same stuff. Okay. Yeah, different bottle. So basically,
giving this a 12 on the scam scale, Dong, even though it actually does work for some people.
Well,
Fish only is what we're saying.
well, this if at a lower dose, depends on what coral you are keeping.
Okay.
For example, because that the dinoflagellate, the algae inside the coral is protected by the coral.
Yeah.
Depend on the type of coral. Some corals are well protected. Some algae are well protected, and they probably fine. And depend on the dosage. Actually, the dosage is a very tricky stuff. Depends on how much algae you have in your tank, and how much left over of the algae side in your tank after killing all the algae.
Yeah, so
That,
everybody's personal water change regime is going to give your
exactly.
vary. And the one thing I remember a lot with Vibrant when it first came out was everyone started to fuck around with it and put more in, right? So they were told it's this amount per this litre for this amount of days. And I remember it being at least a month, wasn't it? It was a long process. And everyone got so impatient, they were pumping 2 or 3 the amount they were supposed to and causing carnage.
Yeah.
Because it's a bacterial product, right?
That's the impatience of reefing as well in the early days.
Yes. Yeah.
And if you tell them this is algae side, I don't think people will do that.
Agreed.
No,
so they
agreed.
Think, well, it's bacteria. I'm not going to.
Yeah, it's bacterial.
Yeah. It's going to clean my tank, and I want my tank to be extra clean, like cleaner than his tank and his tank.
Bottle in. I'll wake up tomorrow, perfect tank. Yeah, it is very misleading.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But that's marketing, as we say.
But my argument for this is, I'm just trying to say that a lot of people that fell into the trap were people that tried to accelerate the process of killing the algae. That's not on the company. That's on the reefer. Is all I'm trying to say.
Because in the head, it's more is quicker. So put more in, it'll happen quicker. Because again, like growing corals, we want it to happen quicker. Anyway.
I had a friend that said, and I'm not joking, the more of something you put in your mouth, the better it tastes. So when I used to go for a curry with him, he would
like a hamster,
and then he would wrap a bit of naan bread up into his gums, and it would hold it in. And yeah, he was convinced it tasted better. I'm not joking.
Okay.
Right, fair enough. He needs to get some of Dong's special product in his mouth, doesn't he?
He needs some Big Cock Ranch.
Dong, are we ready for the next slide? Is that?
He need more this. Yeah, next slide. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, this is another terrible thing that happened to our hobby. It's called a KFC dip. Well, disclaimer, nothing to do with the Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Good. We like
KFC stands for Kung Fu Coral, which is an online vendor in US. Okay. All right. So, when I grew up, I watched those Disney cartoons. Okay. Here's a bad guy, maybe a coyote or something like that. So you stab him with a knife and shot him with a shotgun, and a piano fell from the sky and killed that bastard. Okay. Oh, that's fun. That's entertainment. Okay. So, but when we look at the real world approach to bacteria, stab 1,000 times with a knife, blast it with a shotgun, and pull out a bazooka. And then there's a cruise missile comes in, and finally a piano falling from the sky. So that is this approach about the so-called KFC dip. Happen in US, are probably not going to happen in Europe. Because I don't think that the government will allow that, right?
Yeah, we can't get antibiotics over the counter here, so yeah, no chance.
Yeah, so you guys are protected.
From the first 2 ingredients, yeah.
Guys, I was just quickly asking Dong, can you not use the KFC gravy? No? Does that not work?
Depends on if Eric Carmen, maybe it works. Gravy, yeah. No, that's not KFC.
Oh dear. Okay.
all the chicken skin. Yeah, Eric Carmen will so for the that may work.
Dong just blocked you guys, just so you know.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, for this, but KFC dip used to be quite popular in US. So in US, that people, oh yeah, this is a kill all. This is a wipe out all the bacteria kind of thing. But of course, that it received a lot of criticism from the scientific community, from the reefing community. So this is something that you do not do. So you don't stab the bacteria with your knife and shot it with a shotgun and whip out a bazooka and the piano fall from the sky. Or maybe you crush with a tank, okay? So you basically, this is a sure way to make the bacteria resistant to become more progressive, and one day then we're running out of bacteria to cure human disease. So it's highly irresponsible. It's absolutely lack of education, fundamental education. That is a pretty big of that. Well, why it becomes so popular? Because they popularize it online, because they were used to be able to sell this combo. So
Right.
everything you follow the money, right? So this
I have bought corals from somewhere that definitely uses very aggressive procedures to rid corals of pests and things like that. And in my experience, those corals don't die, but will take upwards of 24, possibly even 36 months to start to grow. They just sit in what I can only describe as like
Dormant.
cryostasis, frozen on the frag plug, and then 2, sometimes 3 years, your first axial tips will start to grow, and then you start to do branches. So I understand people's mentality with trying to rid all of the bad from the world. You know, you get the priest in and he gets rid of all the evil spirits, but I think you're getting rid of so much good and you're leaving the coral just sitting with nothing.
Yeah.
Same thing
Naked
happened
on
to
a plug,
human.
definitely.
Yeah, it's weird. Really weird.
If you look at that list of ingredients there, if you're doing such a high iodine dip, you kind of don't need the rest of it, because that is almost
absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
Yeah. 40 drops.
The rest of them,
Christ.
you don't need them.
I didn't notice. I didn't read it. It's even in bold. 40. Christ.
Yeah. And there's something in a medical procedure called a fecal transplant.
Yeah, I love. Please talk more about a fecal transplant.
Okay, that's because antibiotic destroy the gut bacteria of human.
Yeah.
So that is why this fecal transplant is a method to restore the gut flora, the bacterial flora in a patient's gut.
Hold on. Are you talking about taking one person's poo and putting it up another person's bottom?
Exactly what happened. So I think that for people who use this kind of approach to the coral, should have a mandatory fecal transplant.
So
I think on the Urban Dictionary that's called an Alaskan pipeline, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm trying to picture. So probably the best way to do it would be: would you freeze it and then insert it while frozen?
Oh dear.
So back to the subject. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
So on the screen here, we've got 500, 500, 10, 44. And how much water is that little chemical warfare solution? So how much tank water is that?
I think I forgot that information. It's not a lot.
So like a liter or something, because that's
maybe it's a gallon, something like that. I forgot about the information. So basically, that's something that people shouldn't do. But on the other hand, here's something to think about. One time I was watching a live stream from a US coral vendor, because that they are getting new coral every week from the wild. So they do a Cipro dip on every shipment. And they also do a Cipro dip for all the coral at regular basis. So because bacteria actually can, the resistance can be generated really rapidly. So what happened if this Cipro resistant bacteria also hitchhike on the coral fracs you bought and introduced in your tank. That means that you will have some
You'll be treating
highly, you will have some highly drug-resistant bacteria in your reef tank.
Yeah, if you're going to use
That's
antibiotics, you've got to alternate it. You know, one week you use one, next week you use another to stop any resistance. But people don't buy it. People just buy the same product and reuse the same shit all the time.
Yeah,
But do you not think though? Like, I know you spoke to Ron about fluctuations in like temperature. Just on a side note, right? Just to give a bit of a hardening of the coral. Yeah. Do you not think when it comes to things like this, it's exactly the same? It's like us as human beings, being from the minute we're born to a certain age, never going outside and breathing, you know, fresh air or rolling around in the mud or we've talked about this before, and getting into contact with different bacterias and
having intercourse with sheep.
Yeah, of course, and building an immunity is what I'm saying naturally, the natural way, so that we have a better defense mechanism when it comes to illness or infection. Surely that's the same, because that's what happens in the wild. Surely, these corals that live in the ocean don't get the KFC, dip.
For matter of fact, you're absolutely correct. The majority of the defense mechanism on coral are actually other bacteria. That's a major defense, using bacteria to kill the pathogenic bacteria. So when you smash it with a hammer, drop it with a piano, and run over by a bus, and then the good and bad bacteria are all gone.
But you're leaving it, like Ron said, you're leaving it exposed, aren't you? Yeah, exactly. You're leaving it exposed.
Exposed.
Once you've finished dipping all your corals, you'll do what most people do. You won't bleach it or anything like that. You just go straight to the sink of the toilet and throw it down there. And
exactly.
all antibiotics will flying into the sewers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, we have enough fecal transplant. Let's move on.
Just a quick question for you, Dong. I'm just going to call out one of Liam's questions. What's Dong's go-to solution for removing cyano?
Oh, let's talk about that.
Okay.
Later on.
Okay.
We are going to talk about that.
Right. Next slide.
Next slide is called Aquachar. Aquachar is built as a miracle magical carbon, activated carbon substitute. Actually, they are just a very expensive activated carbon. And they have all these magical claims about how effective they are. So I put it here, just use it as an example. How can, as a hobbyist, how can you tell a product is real or actually is some kind of snake oil people trying to sell? So if you don't mind, let's advance to the next slide, please. Okay. So Aquachar is very expensive than the activated carbon. And it do have some issue. It has metal contamination issue. And also the most important thing is that they did not demonstrate to you, besides all the jingle of advertisement, that this thing is better than your regular activated carbon. Okay, so I've
never heard of it personally.
That's good. Yeah, because in US, you can see that all these social media influencer pumping this product, and even that recently on our Boston Reefers forum, there's people coming up and I use Aquachar, blah blah blah, that kind of thing. Okay.
Wow.
Let's see.
So this isn't the catalytic carbon. This is something.
No, that's not a catalytic carbon.
Oh, okay.
It's called a nanotube carbon. So it's a special process they claim.
It just says science. This is the right website, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's the right website. Okay, and you can go to their reference about what exactly they try to prove themselves special.
I like its answer to lifespan, how long it lasts. Scroll up a second, Tom. It just says months.
That is...
Love it.
This product has been around for a long time, and people has tested them. So the end result is that most people cannot figure out that what's the difference. They just like regular activated carbon. But one thing I want to point out is that if you go back to my slide, and the next slide, there is some of the their literature reference for this study that they published this kind of thing, so-called study.
Gets rid of E. coli.
Oh yeah. With all these claims, so what they put up on their website is one paper saying that the nanotube technology for this activated carbon is superior. So what? It just like say, hey, the Tesla is really great, and this piece of shit electric car is great too. No, you don't compare it like that. The technology does well. You say, oh, I use this technology. It doesn't mean that your product is more superior than the other. And they also have this testimony from from a prestige university laboratory saying that, oh, this aquachar works. But I'm a person like to read the actual paper, like to read the actual report and the pattern.
You like the P word, you like the pattern.
Oh yeah, okay. So I go in there, I actually read all this so-called testimony. So the laboratory said, oh yeah, this aquachar does absorb and remove metal from the water. That's it.
So
It's not the same thing. There's no comparison. There is no comparison saying that this is better, absorb better, more last longer. No, it's just a single point test saying that, oh yeah, it does absorb metal. Sure, even I dig up some kind of old tree root from a backyard and burn it up, I will get the same result. We use biochar in medical cannabis. Whoa, what exactly it is?
Yeah,
Even
I wonder
K13.
what it's used for.
Yeah, what do you use for?
I mean, there is only one difference between carbons in my experience, and that is they're all the same thing, but it's just granule size. Higher surface area is the only thing that makes it better. Nothing else.
Yeah, the most of the activated carbon basically is very similar. Let's see, free iron in the back from leftover nail from burning pattern. Free iron, yeah. Well, but the thing is that about the activated carbon, there's one thing about activated carbon. When you purchase some activated carbon in a very small pellet, very fine pellet online, those activated carbon may not suitable for aquarium use. They are the air filter activated carbon.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
and
like,
some of these,
the Red Sea one, for example, which is really small.
It's the ones with excessive dust. The dust is really bad.
No, yeah. HLLE on tangs is insane.
And also that for those activated carbon meant for air filter use, they actually contain quite a bit of contamination of heavy metal. So I've been using the Fool's activated carbon. Not sponsored, it just happened to available on Amazon. So this activated carbon basically is labeled for aquarium use, and that's why I bought them. And Amazon have them on sale at a big discount. So that's why. So when you use activated carbon, make sure to use the one that actually meant for use in aquarium. I have seen activated carbon that leach heavy metal. Oh my goodness. Those are very fine powders. And also your tank can get...
Yeah, Ron's just said that. Lateral line, I think he was saying, weren't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you putting it on the scale then, Dong? Where's it going on the bullshit meter tonight, Aquachar?
About 7, because it does work.
Yeah, it's just carbon.
Yeah, it's activated carbon.
Yeah.
But it's not a better activated carbon. At least they didn't prove it. And
it's just
also,
overmarketed again.
Yeah, all the marketing bullshit. And then and in field test, clinical trial by all the user, there's really not much difference there. let's see, what's the comment?
Corey's saying he tested 8 different carbons against each other. They're very different in what they leached, traces they pulled out, and how effective they were against binding tannin.
Yes, that's very true. It all depends on the pore size, the surface area.
Yeah.
But one thing is that activated carbon, if the catalytic activated carbon that doesn't take out your trace element, the clam, that people keeps talking about, I don't buy it. Seriously, I don't buy it. As a chemist, seriously, that I don't think so.
Sounds like you might need to do a little test on it, Dong.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that the people who make the clam, they should demonstrate the test. It's not up to me to spend my money and time to test their series.
Yes, get in, Dong.
Yeah, that's the important thing. If you want to push 1,000 bottle on your 200 doser, and you better prove it that actually works and work better.
Just general question for the people in the chat. Are there many reefers that actually use carbon all the time? Because hands up, I never use carbon unless I'm putting out medication from a QT tank or something. I never touch it. So do people use it? Is the people find they get on well with it? I mean, or does it just strip out too much? And that's why I don't use it.
First of all, plenty of people use it in US, mostly to make the water crystal clear and take out the brown color. I think that's the most of my customer who use activated carbon is just to make the water crystal clear. And also activated carbon is not that effective in saltwater environment. In freshwater, it lasts very long. But in saltwater, there's so many minerals, they just saturated the carbon quickly.
I just moved over entirely to ozone, which stopped all of the HLE on my tanks, which was actually quite aggressive for a while. And obviously, yes, the ozone unit was £160 or something like that. But, over a few years, it's paid for itself.
So it's interesting. There's a lot of people, it's quite a split topic. Some people, yes, 100%. Some people, no. Interesting. Corey, who I've obviously got a lot of time for, he knows his stuff, uses it 24/7. He says so. That's interesting.
I think that's a good schedule for changing carbon. Yeah, I do the same thing. When I use activated carbon 24/7, and then replace the carbon 2 to 3 weeks, because the first 2 days the carbon works the best, and then just yeah.
I think the other thing as well is price. Depending on your water volume, it's another cost, isn't it? Just added to the never-ending cost of running a reef tank at the minute, especially at the minute.
The other answer I never really got on carbon in the past is whatever carbon takes out, does it re-leach or does it bind permanently?
Actually, at the beginning, all the stuff that get into the carbon is bound permanently. It won't leach out. But when you put that carbon in the aquarium for a long time, and actually it's not really technically leaching out, it's the bacterial film that can re-dissolve back into the water. So I in order to clean that, to leach out the chemical that bind to activated carbon, you really have to hit it with really high heat or use a very strong acid or something. So I don't think the leaching out is an issue for activated carbon.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it just become useless after a while. Just a bag of biomedia. Yeah. Okay.
You can't use carbon with the modern reef that I've got on the DT. It tells you not to use it. So I'm assuming it pulls something out that you meant to have in the tank. Yeah. Next slide, sir.
Yeah.
Yes?
Next slide, please. PG coral snow.
Oh dear.
You pay what for clay?
Shall I go and get the bottle off the shelf here?
Okay, let's. First of all, I want to give this a bullshit level about 3, because it's really in theory, in the scientific sense, it does work because it's a flocculant.
Yep.
So, but why it's on the bullshit list is because how it is marketed.
Marketed again.
Yeah, how it is marketed. And roll back about 10 years ago, and they didn't tell you that the label are different, actually. They just said, oh, this is a miracle thing that to activate the secondary nutrient transport. What the fuck? So until somebody found out it's just clay. It's very fine clay. And so now they put the magnesium and calcium carbonate, whatever, on their bottle.
Yeah.
So it works, but to a certain extent.
You certainly know it's clay when it's been on the shelf for a few months and you've not used it, and you try and use it, and you're just like trying to get the last bit of ketchup out of the bottle. It's just the amount of bottles of that I've had to cut open with a knife to get the clay out because it's just got rock solid in the bottom.
Actually, that there's an easy way to make this coral snow. The best way to do it is just like what Jamie did.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, precipitate all your calc out.
Yeah, when you mix the two parts together, and then you got a snowstorm in that container, and that is a freshly made activated clay. Seriously, that is probably is the best way to make it. Yeah, calcium carbonate. So let's go to the next slide. So there is plenty of example, including YouTube video, tell you how to make the clay. They're cheap, simple, easy. And for matter of fact, this clay actually very effective against cyano and dino.
Yeah, and then what? It just all sort of clumps together, and you just skim it out to take all the cyano away.
It basically is a flocculant, and this is my preferred method to answer the question to take care of the cyano and dino.
Wow.
Just those the clay. Yeah, go ahead.
So if you'd got issues with cyano, which ironically I have, clearly Liam has as well, I'm sure somebody has or may unfortunately do in the future. Do you believe in getting it suspended then? So turkey baster or some way of getting it suspended into the water column? Obviously, you've got a filter floss, roll them out, filter slot, etc., to get as much of it out as you can, and then dose this.
Yeah,
and then clay it.
Nighttime as well. After the lights are off is a good one because it comes off the surfaces.
Yes. When this clay actually has an interesting property about it. Think about it. It is a white activated carbon in a really, really fine particles.
Okay.
They have a huge amount of surface area. So they're basically taking out not only the cyano and dino, they also take out the pollutant in the water column.
Wow.
And get exported from the skimmer. With that said, if you do not have a skimmer, don't try it. Don't do it. It doesn't work without a skimmer.
So just for people's benefit, then, Dong, like we're saying about getting it suspended if you've got it, trying to get it out, manual removal as much as possible. James suggesting lights off. So there are some sort of not necessarily medications, but certain things that you would put in a tank to get rid of something or to help sort of a problem. Skimmer on is what you're saying on this occasion.
Skimmer on.
Some obviously advise people skimmer off in most cases, so you're not removing the product you've put in.
Not for the clay.
Yeah.
When you're using this thing, you really want to get everything out.
This is a good tip from Tim actually about vermitid snails.
Because this is not a medicine.
Yeah.
This is basically just like a really fine activated carbon, happen to be in white color. It's more eye pleasing. So normally, to take care of a dino issue, let's say, this is what I will do. So I will shut off the light for 1 day, and then suck up as much of this visible dino as much as possible, and blast them using a turkey baster, and let them go to the skimmer, go to the sun, whatever filter floss to catch them, with 1 day light off. And because that when the light is off, the dino do recede and melt back into the water column. So the nutrient is really rich in that water column. Okay. Then the next day, I would do a water change, a large water change, and turn the light back on. Because now, during that day of light off, the garbage in the water column is concentrated. It's a lot of them. A dino melt back and whatever when the light is off, and then you do a water change. You put your light on, and then you repeat the cycle until you don't see any dino again. And in between, at night, you hit it with the clay. If this light on, light off water change method doesn't work, I will hit them with clay in between.
Wow.
Yeah. Basically, the reason to have dino as cyano is because there's some kind of pollution, the pollutant, in the water column. There's three kinds of people. No, I'm not going there. There's three types of people. So there are two types of things in the water column: nutrient, which is the organic, and as well as inorganic that benefit your coral and fish, and pollution, which is the organic or inorganic material in the water column, which is not benefiting anybody. The two types of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the dino and cyano, the root cause of cyano and dino are caused by both. The both type of nutrient, the pollution and the nutrient. Pollution does not equal to nutrient. That is a very important thing, because we have tons of stuff in the water column that does not benefit the coral, but is organic. They're floating around, and we have no test for them. So when you see a dino or cyano, something is in the water causing that. Excess nutrient or excess pollution. There's the dino and cyano, they got to eat something. Something is filling its growth. So by shutting the light off, so the dino doesn't grow, or cyano, they don't grow. And then you do the water change by removing the pollution and the nutrient. Then you turn your light back on, so your coral won't get starved from photosynthesis. And then you turn your light back off and do this cycle to remove the nutrient. So the key factor is remove the pollution as well as some of the nutrient from your water column, so to starve out the dino. Okay. Any dino or cyano is half algae, half bacterial. Put it in an easy way. So anything that grow, they got to eat something. They don't grow out of nowhere.
Yeah,
they got to eat something. So you cut off their food. That's how you suppress their growth.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah, for those bacteria. So make your water cleaner. And now the clay comes in, has an interesting thing. Because the clay not only bind to the cyano and or dino physically and become more heavy, and then is like flocculent and exported out by skimmer. This clay, the fine particle of a clay, because of the large surface area on this particle, just like activated carbon, they also remove pollution.
Right.
So,
okay.
yeah, I think that the clay, or we should call it coral snow, is actually a very useful product. Of course, that when you do it yourself, it's a very useful product.
Wow.
You've asked me to pay that money? Hell no.
Okay. Moving on. Is there more slides to this?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
the more slide than this.
Wow.
Okay. When we talk about cyano, this guy shows up, right? The can be clean. Is an antibiotic. Period. End of story. And that's the molecular. That's what shows on the slide. That is what it is. It's called azithromycin. Actually, it's a human antibiotic and still continue to be used these days.
Wow.
Guess what it's used for?
Yeast infection.
One of yeah, STD.
Yep.
Oh, wait. Oh, stop!
Oh,
do
sweet.
not try this at home. Okay.
Wait, I just don't get my doctor's coat on. Hold on.
So really, it should be rebranded as something else clean, not chemi.
Oh yeah. So
yes.
it actually used on syphilis.
Oh, so we could call it Ronald McDonald's Fanny Clean or something like that.
I'm clean.
Oh dear. Anyway,
Don't ever try it at home. Okay, we are not responsible for any misuse of this product, not according to the label.
yeah,
Okay,
and equally,
so next-
equally that also means that if you have been unfortunately prescribed anything for that kind of issue, that you can't, that we don't advise you
Don't
using
put it in
that
your
in your
tank.
reef tank.
Do not use it. And there's a reason why not to use it either. Okay, next
I'll
slide,
bet.
please. Okay.
Did you say the active ingredient was erythromycin? Okay, there it is. Yep, sorry. It's in the slide.
Actually, what they said is does not contain algaecides or erythromycin succinate or phosphate. That's what's on the label.
Right.
That's not. Okay, here comes there is a very old story, a Chinese story, very old story. So a man get about a bunch of gold. He want to hide it.
A bunch
So
of what?
he-
Sorry, goats.
A gold, cool money.
Oh right. Okay.
He want to hide it somewhere.
Yeah.
So he dig a hole on the ground and bury the basket of gold under the soil, under the ground. But he does not feel it's safe enough. He put a label, a sign on top of that piles of dirt. Say, there is no gold underneath this pile. There is no gold. There's no erythromycin in this bottle. Wait, did I ask you that to begin with? No. Then why do you say that? Now, can we go back to the slide? Actually, they are telling the truth. This is called, they're not lying. They're not the Pinocchio. Because that what's inside this bottle is not erythromycin succinate or phosphate. It's erythromycin sulfate. So technically, they
So it's
did not
right,
lie.
Okay. So, they
Yeah.
didn't
So
lie.
that is really naughty, isn't it? So
Yes.
to not say anything is one thing, but to say it's not specifically that version of erythromycin, even though it actually is erythromycin, that is so wanky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is
it
very wanky. This is not banana. This is not a pure banana.
No,
No, absolutely not. And
No.
this is not a banana drink that contains banana. I'm not holding a pure banana. Oh, I'm not holding a green banana.
Oh, I get it. I get it. I get it.
Don, can you please
Okay.
peel that banana live on air, just so we can see it?
Yeah, it is still a banana. Now, I do not holding a fully pure banana.
whoa, Don,
Because
we
it's only
cannot have
partially pure.
no, we can't have naked bananas on. All right, just
Ah,
before you
okay.
go any further.
Yeah, exactly. So this is go backstage.
Yes,
Yeah.
whatever that
Okay,
means.
next slide.
Oh, back on the desk. Oh dear.
This box does not contain a pure banana.
He's prepared this really well.
I'm very serious. This
Okay,
box
sorry.
does not contain a pure banana. Oh, actually, by the way, you guys can buy this in UK, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So can you buy Cipro in UK?
No,
No.
Then why can you buy this?
because it says it's not got erythromycin.
Exactly. So the next thing that I think that the fish store should label the Cipro saying that this is not a Cipro that manufactured in India or China. Or this does not contain a Cipro manufactured in Fiji.
That's a dodgy loophole.
Tom and Jamie, though, have you ever gone into an LFS and seen ChemiClean on a shelf? Because
I've
even
used ChemiClean years ago.
so have I. But did you buy it in a shop or did you buy it online? Because
I
I've
bought
only
it off
found
Amazon.
on-
I bought it off Amazon
See, I only found it
in
on
the early
eBay.
days.
Yeah, I've got.
Oh, it might have been. No, in all fairness, it might have been. But sorry, Jamie, it was definitely online. It was definitely not in a shop.
So
Similar things. Though I used to have to buy Seachem Metroplex to treat stingrays and cichlids in my freshwater days. Could not buy it in the shops because it contains metronidazole, I think, which is another antibiotic.
Yeah.
You could buy it online. You could buy it on eBay and Amazon. Yeah,
so
you're right.
interesting. That's what I wanted to ask, was because I always struggled to find it, and I always found like a little wee seller on eBay would have it, and it was a little bit more expensive than it should have been. But yeah,
It's like the oh god, is it the flatworm one that you can get, the salifert one that you're not meant to get in the UK? There's
the flatworm exit.
Flatworm exit. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not meant to have. I don't think we're meant to have that in the UK because there's an ingredient along the same sort of lines what we're talking about. But there are.
It's a pig dewormer.
All right. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yep.
a wormer for pygmies.
Yeah.
Pigs.
Dewormer for frying piggies.
Yeah. Is that the one where people on like on the forums buying like certain dog chews for the flavouring in it is the same ingredient?
Oh, that's the interceptor.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's a different chemical. Yeah, that's the interceptor. Actually,
you're
to
thinking of milbamycin oxide and
That's the
present
one.
mental.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Mhm,
it.
yeah.
Milbamycin.
So to cover my behind, there's a let me tell you a little bit about why this is erythromycin sulfate. Because the erythromycin succinate is the oral version for human drug. And the erythromycin sulfate is the IV version of the erythromycin. So that means that for this, you have to dissolve in water and shot it in your arm. Oh, I didn't say that. So
Yeah.
that is what it is.
Not
Yeah.
condone that behavior.
No, I don't know that.
TRN.
That's the IV formulation, the sulfate.
Okay.
Yeah. So then don't eat it.
That's interesting that you said it's for IV, because anytime I did use ChemiClean, it never completely dissolved.
Yeah. I think I can
Yeah,
see.
that is because that's a huge molecule, the greasy ball. Yeah, that's what causing it. Yeah,
A greasy ball.
yeah, the greasy ball, the big ball of grease.
The big greasy ball.
Yeah, but your skimmer is really sensitive to it though,
Oh,
because your skimmer
would
is
that.
really good at
Yeah.
pulling out greasy big stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly.
All of your analogies.
That's what your skimmer really good for.
Is there another slide? Dare I ask?
Oh yeah, the more slide, keep going.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
Buckle up.
Come
oh
on.
yeah. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh,
Listen,
I've done this with the little
Okay.
sachet of
So,
bacteria.
I have
Reminded me
so
of
many
Smith's-
customers.
like Smith's crisps back in the day.
Yeah, it's all
Don't
shape.
I have so many customers get hit by this scam. Then they say, "Oh, we got live set." Actually, normally that people call me up said, "Oh, my tank look like shit." I said,
Mhm.
"What happened?" LGA everywhere, blah blah blah. I use a good live rock from other people's tank. Then I asked them, "Do you have sand?" Yeah. Did you happen to buy the live sand? Yeah, isn't the best? Oh no, that is a problem because that all these beneficial bacteria they cannot survive by sealing inside a plastic bag and toss on the loading dock, sitting outside, freezing and heating,
Yeah.
thunderstorm. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
It's just dirty, wet sand in a bag.
Mhm.
It was mega,
Very expensive.
It was mega pushed by Tanked back in the day.
Oh
They used
Christ!
to
Yeah.
Yes,
hold the
it
bag
was.
up and go, "Nature's ocean, baby," and they would put all that in, and then they would fill it, fish on day one and all. But I'll never forget.
into a VW Beetle that had been turned into a fish tank.
Yes,
Yeah.
With that said, there are some vendor in US. They do sell true live sand. They back it up the day they express it overnight to you. Those things are live.
Yeah.
But it's so expensive, I cannot afford it. But those things are good stuff.
Yeah.
They treat it like live rock. They back it up, ship it right to you. The so-called live sand sitting in the shelf on the ground or the backyard of a fish store, no, they are not alive.
You could almost say that you could ship live shit, couldn't you?
People transplant package.
There is a remedy if you unfortunately buy the live sand. It's very simple. Rip it open, put it in a tub, pee on it.
Yeah.
Let it marinate for several days. Then you got live sand again.
That sounds like a voice of experience to me, Dong.
That's called ammonia
many times
dosing
have
and
you done
urea
that?
dosing.
Dong might correct me here, but you said about you got a little sachet in there that you put in. That's not the bacteria. That's the clarifier. So you tip your live sand out, and you get a soup, right? It's just milky.
Yeah.
That's just a clarifier. It's not a bacterial thing.
Yeah, is it not like
So
basically
it's a
calcium
flocculant.
carbonate? Yeah, it's calcium carbonate, I think, like we talked about
Yep.
earlier.
It's just a
It's
flocculant.
Wow.
Similar stuff
Yeah.
to have you heard of isinglass, which they put in beer when they make beers and wines? It's called finings. It's that sort of stuff.
Wow.
Ah.
Yeah,
Right,
Yeah.
sorry to butt in. I've got another guest that I'm going to join. Who's going to join the show tonight?
Don't let him on,
the one and
Tom.
only.
Don't let him
Okay.
on.
Oh, I've got to let him on. The man.
Ban him. Oh, he's gone.
He's gone. After that now. Yeah, he's gone. Ronald. Anyway, I fell for the bagged live sand
I
years
did.
ago.
Same here.
I
Same
fell
here.
for that. I did it
Yeah.
because in my head again, like we keep saying, marketing. I was like, that makes sense. Yeah, that'll help everything grow, be better, and fell for it. And it cost
I
a
asked the
fortune.
person in the shop. I said, "How is that live? I mean, where's it come from? How long's it been on the shelf?" And they're like,
Yeah.
"I don't know, but it's live." I'm like, "It's definitely live." Yes, read the bag. The bag says it's live.
Yeah. And like Jamie says about the flocking, I was literally like, "Where's the bacteria? Where's the bacteria?" I was like looking for it, feeling around for it. There we go.
Where's the bacteria?
So Tom, the slide deck actually pretty long, so you control the time. Okay, we can stop anytime.
No, you good.
Yeah.
You good.
Okay, let's next. Bottle Miracle
Ooh.
bacterial product.
Mhm.
Okay.
This actually is a bullshit level 9.5.
Ooh.
Oh, really? Oh, this is
Yeah.
interesting to
So
hear.
not
Okay.
total bullshit, just mega bullshit.
So you guys all heard about the aquabiomic, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how many meters there is here. So there's a bullshit meter,
The bullshit meter.
a mega bullshit meter, and then a
Because
Oh,
it's not
right, okay.
absolutely bullshit. So it's that teeny bit toward the absolutely ultimate bullshit. So you just a bullshit minus 0.01. Okay. So aquabiomic Eli, and he provide a service. He will test any sample you send it his way to
Right.
see what's inside whatever sample you send him.
Mm-hmm.
And he even said on one of his live stream, saying that he's not going to rat out what the other company's product is, but if end user want to send him samples or whatever, and he will honestly reply what exactly in the bottle. Okay, so for all these bacterial thing, this is just a tip of an iceberg. Basically, people are very active in this crusade. So remember Salem? Remember Rebuilder? Yeah. And plus many other people that have a sense of science. So people do send aquabiomic all sorts of sample. Literally cover 99% of the bacterial product on the market. Guess what? Most of these products are inexpensive sewage treatment bacterial. It's not even marine base.
Right.
Yeah. Then and many of the bacterial products have different label, like Mycobacter 105 and Mycobacter 2007, and they actually contain the same sewage treatment bacteria as Apobacter 2004, those kind of things. Different label. Oh,
Dong,
just like the freshwater vibrant. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Do you not think that you could be adding bacteria blends to the tank that the tank isn't, I suppose, I don't know, mature enough or established enough to deal with? Could it not go the other way? Could it go bad? Could it not go,
Do you want to talk about
basically useless by adding this material? Yeah, it's basically useless. So the denitrification bacteria actually exist in the water column in a tremendous amount, and on the substrate even more on the substrate. But just on the water column, there's millions to billions of bacteria per milliliter of this denitrification bacteria. You spend $20, add this thing into your tank, it doesn't make a dent.
Well, I'm going to add somebody to the show. Here he is. Steph's here with us. Steph.
Hello.
Arno, can you hear us?
Hi.
Good evening, Steph.
You're muted, Steph.
You're muted, Steph. Unmute yourself. I'll unmute you. Oh, no. Mike's
Good
not
evening.
connected. Can you hear us?
There he
Good
is.
evening.
Good
Here he is.
evening.
Good evening, Ron, Tom, Dong, and Jamie. Good evening.
Yeah, in that order. I like it. We're talking about bacteria, mate, before we get on to you. So sorry.
I love it, yeah.
We're going to go through the
Okay.
slide.
Yeah.
So Tom, you just you control the flow. So because this slide deck is really long.
carry on. It's important because this is something that I think I know I've talked about on live streams and with fellow reefers about for a long time now about bacteria and about not knowing about, because obviously in the UK we don't have a way of testing microbiome as such, so we're a bit blind almost in terms of what's going on in our reef tanks. We can only test for certain parameters and use ICPs and use obviously our eyes in terms of corals, etc.
I taste the water, Tom.
That answers a lot. But when it comes to bacteria, I think again I keep saying it. Marketing. You're saying it doesn't make a difference. Some of these products, is that right? What you're saying doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it doesn't make much difference. Yeah, it seriously does not make much difference at all. And also, those bacteria, first thing they do when they enter the tank is to die because they cannot tolerate the salinity.
Wow.
And then become
You've
waste.
got a massive range of these things as well. So you can buy some of these products for like 10, 15 quid, and then you get the ones at the far end, like, are we saying brand names, Doctor something, and it's like 80 quid a bottle. So there's a massive difference between them as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But I think they're marketed in such a way that it is never going to do any damage to your tank. It's only going to do good. Almost like, all jokes aside, like eating fresh vegetables as opposed to frozen vegetables is marketed in certain ways to us. I think a lot of it is literally down to the marketing. And people can only think they're doing good by pouring something in.
Yes, because that they all rely on one phenomena. The longer you keep your reef tank, most likely the reef tank will look better when you become more mature.
Yeah.
I always
say to people I talk to, if they're thinking about buying this, it's like, you're going to spend 15, 20 quid on the bottle of bacteria, just go to your LFS and buy some live rock rubble.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do it that way.
Yeah.
Especially those live rock carrying the marine base bacteria actually is relevant. And by the way, do you think the marine base bacteria, they're so fragile? Those bacteria cannot survive in a plastic bottle, sitting at room temperature.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And that is another thing what people found. Dead bacteria.
So what you're giving it on the bullshit scale then, Dong? Bottle bacteria?
9.99999 out of 10.
Ooh.
Wait, I'm not sure if I missed out, Dong. So what would you do, or what would you advise people starting a reef tank to use then?
Oh, go to your friend look at his tank. If his tank looks fabulous, buy a piece of lye rock, a bunch of lye rock from that guy.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happens when you're like me, Dong, and you have no friends? You go to people and you ask for a rock and they throw it at you.
Then you catch the rock and run.
Dong, this is something I talk about quite a bit, though. You know, when people say when you first get a reef tank, you've got to be patient and you've got to wait and leave it to mature. Okay, keep your hand out of tank, and we don't listen to that because we want to put corals in and fish, etc., etc. Is the time conversation more about the bacteria and literally exactly? So
it's the establishment of the
establishment
bacteria.
of the bacteria strains.
Actually,
so you can
everything
speed that
is
up
about that.
by getting a piece of rock like you've just said that already hosts those bacteria strains and incorporating that and obviously introducing that into your system, which is what you were saying with somebody else's tank. Yeah.
And the good thing is that those bacteria actually multiply extremely fast. They can double their colony size in every 4 to 8 hours.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, really rapid.
If I ever do a new tank, I'll stick media in my tank now and give it 4 weeks ahead of time and then pull that out and stick. And honestly, all the other tanks, just straight off to the races.
Yeah.
That's why I filled my sumps with the Max Spec bio blocks and little racks. If I ever need to set up an emergency quarantine tank, for example, or something like that, or an isolation system, a couple of blocks out.
So
I think
you could also advise people to do that as well, rather than steal their friend's rock. They should put the media in the tank of their friend's tank and then come back in 3-4 weeks or whatever and pull it out, right?
Absolutely correct. People actually doing that.
Yeah.
Do you not also think you are potentially dicing with death and it can go the other way?
I've got Tom, of course. There are, but you need to make sure your friend's tank's perfect.
That's what Dong's saying. Make sure it's a good tank.
So
it's a good tank.
We'll actually do that first.
And for fish store, there actually there is a good way to make it a business. So you will get a bunch of the bio block or whatever media, put in your good tank, the tank that's thriving. And then when customer walk in to try to buy the bio block, you sell them the seasoned one.
Yeah, and put the new one in.
Do you know?
Yeah, put the new one back into your reserve.
In the chat, and white corals have an amazing live rock system where they sprinkle the rock, so it's never in water, and it just encourages all the bad stuff to come out. It's one of the best. It's about, I don't know, Corey, if I'm wrong, but it's about 12 foot. Just one big 12-foot thing, like a.
Yeah, it's like misting though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I saw it at De Jong in Holland. I think they do it there as well. They kind of mist it with salt water rather than set it actually submerged.
Yeah, and everything just crawls out and goes into the water at the bottom. Very clever.
The way I in additional to, I have a 120-gallon tank filled to the brim with rock rubble. They all so when a new customer want to establish their tank, I give them a handful as gift, and also I give them like 10 to 15 gallon of my tank water, because there's plenty of bacteria. There's huge amount of bacteria actually in the water column. So when people start a new tank, they come in with a bunch of buckets. They carry some of the rock rubble away as well as my water. I give them my water free because they also help me to do water change.
Water change, yeah.
Definitely. I'm getting old, man. My back. so it's a win-win situation, right? So they got their established water to help to establish their new tank. I get a little bit relief for my back pain by carrying those water away. Win-win situation.
Just to summarize on this, then, you're saying don't buy bottled bacteria products; they don't do any good. And if you really want to help your reef, if it's a fairly new reef and you know somebody with an established reef or an LFS with maybe a live rock section or again established DT, try and get a little bit of biomedia, live rock introduce it. Yeah.
Yes, and
Cool.
in Ron's situation, when you have no Facebook friends, no, I'm just kidding.
I don't even have Facebook, Dong.
Oh, I have no Facebook friend, almost none, because I'm not active on it.
Yeah.
So when you don't have friends, have a reef tank, and you're in a remote area, and you can always order the live rock that's actually aquabiomic. If you're in US, they do sell you those seasoned rock rubble.
Yeah.
So and just ask your friend across the state line, maybe the next town, next city, next state, to ship you some of the rock rubble. Shipping rock rubble is inexpensive.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
There's bottled bacteria then. Moving on then.
Better than bottled
next one.
bacteria. The next one.
Oh. Oh.
No box. No box. Okay. Actually, no box exist after the carbon dosing using vinegar and vodka has been well established. And then comes the NOPAX. NOPAX basically is a mix of ethanol, vodka, diluted vodka, and what they call it, vinegar.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what you're paying for.
It's
a mix of this.
It tastes like it, Dong.
I personally, it tastes like it. Oh, have you ever tried it?
No.
Let's do shots.
That would be very potent shots.
Yeah.
So, and save yourself some money.
The price point looks different, definitely.
Oh, yeah. So normally it's like $3 per gallon. You can get a gallon of white vinegar here in a supermarket. Actually, for a matter of fact, last time I looked at it, it's $1.99. So a gallon. Basically, that's exactly what it is. So instead of paying for extremely expensive price for vinegar and vodka, go to the supermarket and buy yourself a jug of a gallon of vinegar. So let's move on.
Wow. Okay. Yes, sir.
Yep.
There we go.
The same. Oh, bio-pellets. Nobody should use bio-pellet. Bio-pellet is not your friend. They're not food either. Okay. So the history of bio-pellet is something like that. Bio-pellet basically is mostly deployed at fish farming. When you try to cram 1,000 poor fish into 1 liter of water to maximize the yield, and then you got ton loads of phosphate, and that's where bio-pellet comes in. Because that when you're running bio-pellets, it's uncontrollable. Because that you cannot control the flow rate, you cannot control, you do not know how much flow rate you need. You do not know how much tumbling of the bio-pellet you need. You have absolutely no control about.
Whenever I've used a bio-pellet, Dong, I have had the most horrendous film or skin on the outside of the reactor. It's hard to describe.
Yeah.
It's like snot. It's just horrible.
It's
not
absolutely
nice.
terrible.
Yeah.
Real life story. A friend called me at night. He said, my tank go down to the toilet. I said, what happened? He said, everything is dying. Everything is milky. I said, what did you do that day? He said, I set up an activated carbon dose reactor today. I said, interesting. Activated carbon shouldn't do that. I said, can you take a photo and then of your activated carbon and how tight you pack the cylinder, right? I asked him that. He said, the activated carbon, 50% of them is gone. I said, what do you mean by 50% of them is gone? He said, they melted. I said, what?
What?
And he sent a photo, look at it. It's white. Because that's what the fish store sold him as activated carbon. It's actually a jar of bio-pellet. He packed the whole jar of bio-pellet in the reactor and he killed his whole tank and killed all his fish.
I mean, It wouldn't even have said that on the box. So what was the person in the fish store thinking?
I have
That's
no idea.
fucking mental. That's what. I hope they got fired.
Just
I don't know
Just
that's the end of
interestingly
that
enough,
story.
yeah. Just well, before you do finish it, Dong, what would it have done then? Can you just explain again for my benefit and people watching what would that have done to the tank?
Okay, so what a powder pellet does is basically a thing about is a solid vodka
Okay.
in a solid form. So the bacteria will munch on that solid, just munch, and then the solid will slowly release one alcohol at a time, that kind of thing, and to fuel the bacteria to grow.
Yeah.
So instead of adding your vodka or vinegar, you know how much to add.
In a controlled amount, yeah.
In a control amount, bio
Yeah.
pellet, you have no control. Then
'Cause
what
you-
happens
you-
is that
Yeah.
it's like a buffet. It's a buffet of bacteria.
Yeah.
If you happen to have a lot of bio pellet and a lot of bacteria, and then the bacterial growth you have a bacterial boom. When you have a bacterial boom, your oxygen level drops to the bottom.
Yeah, it strips your oxygen out.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
And then it kills your coral, kills your fish. That's what happened to the bio pellet. And also,
Wow.
the most important thing is that it's uncontrollable. That's the
Bacteria
problem.
buffet sounds sexy.
Yeah, true.
It's a seafood
True.
buffet.
Good evening, Mr. Parker. Hope you're good. Happy
Hey,
Saturday.
Yeah.
Hope you're good, man. Okay, next slide.
Okay, next slide. So,
Oh.
the flatworm spot.
I have used this as well, Coach. As Coach called me out earlier saying I think I've used everything that Dong said don't use. That's surprising.
How do you like it, Tom?
Uh,
Does it do anything to you?
That's a question I have always wanted you to ask me. And I'm glad you did it on a Friday night live. I can honestly say I cannot tell you whether it made any difference or not.
Do you know what's inside?
I don't, but BRS, did do a video on this saying that it was good for the overall health of the coral, if I remember rightly, a few years ago.
And also it says that you make the coral unpalatable to flatworm.
That's the one. Yeah, they don't like the taste.
I think the tasting is really interesting. How do you know the taste of the flatworm? Does he prefer caviar or prefer cracker or Coca-Cola or Pepsi?
KFC.
Oh, KFC, yeah,
KFC,
here we go.
exactly, KFC stuff,
and
yeah.
also the piano falling from the sky. So what's inside flatworm stop actually is mostly iodine.
Right, okay.
We have a little bit amino acid.
Okay.
Of course,
So-
yeah,
Well,
that's what it is.
Okay.
The miracle cure for your flatworm, which does absolutely nothing, is basically it's a glucose solution plus a little bit of aqua power.
Surely people
Right.
would pick that up on their ICPs nowadays, though, and realise that the iodine's through the roof.
Well, actually, at least that the dose iodine is it's a good thing, right?
So I'm assuming the food then is a way of obviously getting the coral to consume it.
Pardon?
I'm assuming the food, you said the acro power in it, that's the way of getting the coral to absorb it.
Also and also the ammonia. Oh, sorry, amino acid does benefit coral though.
Yeah, that's
That's
what I mean.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
benefits it,
They
Right,
benefit
okay.
the coral. So, but it does not stop your flatworm. For God's sake, no. You only make your coral growth better and juicier.
For the
Let
flat.
A5 wet you.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough.
Good
Next.
point here from Yazan Reef.
Yeah.
KZ flatworm has iodine and strontium, and a little bit of potassium.
Oh,
It has
that's
been
even
tested.
better.
There you go.
Oh, now better than A5 wet you, and that is prime rib.
Okay. Dong, bullshit meter rating, please, before we move on.
The bullshit meter, 11.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, because this is totally bullshit.
Okay. Okay. Moving on. Next slide.
Okay.
Oh.
Now,
Oh.
battery backup. Battery backup. Warning. Fire. Don't sue us. This is just a public available information. It's a public opinion. It's all validated about how shitty that this battery backup is. It all started with one of my friends. He has a battery backup, exactly pictured on the slide, and he's saying that it's going to be his lifesaver. And he went on a vacation, come back, and he had a short power outage. The battery backup never actually kicked in because he have this false sense of safety for about 3 years. And that battery is expired. It's a lead acid battery.
Wow.
Case number one. Case number two, a friend of mine called me and said he's going on vacation. He spent a shit tons of money buying all this battery backup for his shit tons of expensive power heads. He told me he feel very comfortable to go on a vacation because he has all this protection. Then I asked him, do you experience a power failure before with all this battery backup equipment? He said yes, he did about a year ago. I asked him, does the battery get drained to the zero? He said yes, because that was a long power outage. Then I asked him, please test your battery now. Unplug the goddamn thing from the wall to see if your battery worked. He did that. He told me it no longer worked. That is what happened to lead acid batteries backup. That $10 battery inside that expensive case will not protect you if you ever drain it down to zero or lower than 20 or 30%, or you're sitting there for many years. That is what lead acid battery does.
Wow.
Go lithium ion battery. Otherwise, that the so-called protection of your power outage is just a fantasy.
I think for me that there is so many other battery backup options out there for people, right?
Definitely.
Some are more expensive, some are cheaper, right? But I think the technology has moved on. So what the battery is actually made of is the main problem for me, the price of these batteries.
Yes. So that if this battery backup is $50 and to protect me once within 2 years, that's absolutely reasonable, right?
You're gonna wait for a weekend, you throw one of these on, you go, you know what, at least my pumps will kick in. But I'm now sitting here thinking I run 3 of these batteries. 2 of them are at least 3, if not 4 years old, and I'm wondering right now, with the storm going on right now, are they even still alive? I'm gonna check them tomorrow.
You need to check it for this kind of thing. And that including the other manufacturer who making aquarium batteries. For matter of fact, all the battery for reef hobby.
You got one in a box, Tom.
All lead acid battery. Oh.
How long has that been in the box?
What's in the box? What's in the box? Oh no.
Oh no.
So if you got a power cut tonight, you have a battery backup in a box.
It's brand new. I've never used it.
Well, if it's brand new, that's a different story. So that means that the day you charge it and plug it in, you probably have 2 years of lifespan of that battery kicking.
I'll not plug it in just so it lasts longer, even though I might need it.
Yeah, if it's brand new, that's a different story. But if you can stay more than 10 years, I don't know.
Okay.
So because the lead acid battery still degrade regardless if you use it or not. But once you charge it up and you drain it down below 20 to 30%, it can permanently damage the battery. So next time when you charge it up, you only charge like 50%, something like that. Every time you do this up and down draining, discharge, charge, the lead acid battery actually continue to degrade.
Yeah,
so it's not reliable.
I watched a video that you can just drill the rivets out and you can just replace the batteries with lawnmower batteries because that's all they are.
Actually, what I do is that I get this computer UPS. People toss them out on the street after the battery is gone. I take them in, I replace them, replace the battery inside with the lithium iron phosphate battery.
Yep.
Because you can buy from Amazon for all these replacement batteries. They fit right in. That's why that all my return pump, every return pump here have this computer UPS hook up to it. And inside are the lithium iron phosphate battery. Wow. So those battery can do a deep discharge and charge it back up perfectly fine. And they have a shelf life about 10 years. And the reason that I bring this battery up because I am the victim of this thing, as well as I was the victim of the other brands of backup battery. When I need them, they do not work. So next slide, please.
Yes.
That's a EcoFlow, very popular in US. I don't know about UK, which is inexpensive. Well, not inexpensive. They are inexpensive when they're doing the sale. Normally 40% off, 50% off, and do it almost every hour. Yeah, buy them when they have a 50% off sale. They always do that. I have no idea.
I got one on the last Black Friday, I think it was. I picked one up.
Yeah, so that is next slide, please. Okay, so this is not a product bullshit. It's more like idea.
Yeah.
Our soft coral require less light and less flow. This is scale 257 BS. And you actually cost this hobby quite a bit of a headache too. So leather coral, actually, naturally, they inhibit in a warm, shallow environment. They got bombarded by humongous amount of power. So they actually be able to take more power, and they can be benefit from huge amount of power, light, and to make them thrive. They can survive under lower light condition, but you will see them shine under higher light. Next slide.
You told about the toadstool, didn't you? You said to me about the toadstool.
Yeah, next slide, please. Let's go to that's my toadstool.
Ah, there we go.
The yellow Fiji leather, which given to me by my friend. And then because that thing looked like a brown piece of turd sitting in his tank in a corner under low light. So even after a few weeks, actually probably less than 2 weeks, under my 180 watt Alchipo LED at all channel 100%, it doubled the size, expanding up, and it looked very happy. I can see that we already reached about 2 hours. Let's just stop the bullshit right here. So Tom,
I just want to say on the subject of the soft coral. So I've never been told that they don't need less light. I was always told they will tolerate less light and less flow.
Okay.
The way it was always worded to me that way.
I think you got the correct information. Yes, they can tolerate less light. But if you look at all this social media, online, the information, they also leather coral. They can the people should put them on a less lighting condition. They will do fine. But you don't see the best of the best. How beautiful they are when you set them with highlight.
Yeah, I've got all my soft corals in a big fish tank with aqua illumination 64 HDs, whatever they're called, the lights, and they're about that below the light getting baked, and the toadstool is about 2 feet across. It looks sensational.
Wow. Have you ever been tempted to put anything else in, Ron, see if that grows?
Yes, very good, Tom. I mean, do you mean my toadstool?
Your toadstool, of course. Yes. So we asked Steph on this evening. Thanks for coming on, Steph, to talk to us a little bit about Coral Freaks, the upcoming event at AAC on the 1st of November, which looking forward to it. Steph, tell us a little bit more about what's going to be in store down at AAC on Saturday the 1st.
So, well, I don't know if you know the guests already. We've got Jamie Craggs back again, which I think, to be fair, Jamie Craggs could turn up every month and I'd still be just as interested in what's going on in his world. We've got Tony Vargas, who's the Robbie Williams of our world, I guess you could say. You've got,
what does that mean?
Tony Vargas is the
Explain that.
He's the showman, isn't he? He's the showman of the charisma.
He's the showman. Yeah, that's what. And then we've got Corey, who's on the chat today. The thing that's exciting about this is there's a different character in each person. We've got Corey, who's a wizard with pests. We've got Salem Clemens, Novel Aquatics. I think he's He does all this bacteria and stuff like that. So he's really, like, for such a young guy, he's incredibly knowledgeable. And then we've got the OG himself, Julian Sprum. So it's a really good mix of characters for the show. And I've been working with Paul this year on the format of the show and how it's going to go and stuff. And I'm surprised this ticket's still available.
You're going to be the Jonathan Ross, aren't you? You're hosting it.
Wibbly wobbly what?
You're in the big chair.
Wibbly wobbly what? Paul even said that to me. Went, "Watch a fucking Jonathan Ross show." Jonathan Ross. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know how that's going to pan out.
Well, I found out earlier today the raffle is going to be pretty much the biggest raffle I've seen in the UK reef scene for ever. So I think over £5,000, somewhere like that, been donated.
We've got I'm not sure what the other actual prizes are. I know Exodus have donated themselves an A3 Pro, a Radian XR15.
It's
20, like everything from light to foods. So it's and I know the rest of the guys will probably put just as much in. So it's going to be insane. It's the raffle alone. But there's the VIP tickets this year, which is different. I think there's a select amount. They've already sold out.
They've sold out, yeah.
Yeah, but there's still tickets available to see what I think is probably one of the most exciting shows of the year, especially in our country. There's not like it, is it? And, Tom, I don't know if we're going to say this, but I hear the old man might be hanging up his gloves.
Yeah, I had a 2-hour conversation with Paul earlier. Thanks ever so much, Paul, if you are watching at home. Big shout out to you because you are still, obviously, and always will be a massive part of the reefing scene. For me, my first trip to AAC was ever so memorable. So did my credit card statement when it came through. But no, I would genuinely... I mean, for me in Kaz, we were umming and ahhing because it's the cost, it's the hotel, I said to you earlier, Steph, and the food and everything else. Yeah. But I think, you've got to make the effort, and the same as the reef meets, going to reef tomorrow, looking forward to that. You've got to make the effort because although, Dong and the guys in America have got all the wraps and the Magnas and everything else, we're quite easy to judge in the UK and criticise that the UK reef scene is not quite as good. And when you've got people putting the effort in, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Putting the effort in, you've got to jump on board. You've got to get involved in it because if you don't get involved in it, it will never grow. So there's no point in.
I saw a post from somebody saying that Aqua, obviously Aqua was great, but it said Aqua was the UK's only major saltwater show, and I couldn't disagree with that anymore. We've got Love to Reef, we've got shows like this, and it's all out of it's all out of Paul's. Paul's losing a lot of money putting these shows on, but he says, "quote This is my gift back at this time of year to the community." For supporting the business, he's putting his hand in his pocket to fly everyone over to put the show on. He donates a portion of the tickets to charity, which is mine, which is something that's close to Paul and many of us on this chat. And I just think if you can't get behind that, sort yourself out because it's just it's insane what he's putting into it and the work that's gone into it. Angie's here as well. How many? Yeah.
Well, it's not just that. I mean,
it's incredible.
Yeah, and there'll be people, Jamie. That people maybe don't have heard of or have seen because, unfortunately, it's not a case of reading a book as such these days about reefing, like Julian obviously is well known for writing. It is YouTube, like we are now. It's somebody's videos. Yeah. Steph, obviously, you obviously do amazing stuff on that front. And I think if you really want to go back to the original OG sort of and learn the basics. You've got an opportunity, like you're rightly saying, to meet some of these people in person, even if you might not agree with everybody's, beliefs and styles on reefing. But that's just life. That's just reefing in general.
That's the flavour, though, isn't it? And I'll let you into a secret. I should say this, but I didn't know who Julian Sprung was when I first was introduced to him.
Get
I
the
know.
fuck off this stream. Fuck.
Wow.
Get rid of him.
Wow. We can't have that behaviour.
Oh,
Jeez.
Terrible.
God,
man.
do your Godfather impression now, Dong.
Dong, come on.
yes, you're in a family.
At least I've tested it on me.
I make you an offer you cannot
I'm not saying that
refuse.
live now at the show. I was going to say it live at the show. I did. I came onto the scene 2020.
Yeah, no.
Straight onto Insta. Like Tom just said, I've seen his book. I've seen his book in stores, and I never knew the man behind my little algae magnet was who he is. And that actually is quite fitting into kind of how I'm going to go and run with the narrative of our conversation. And you know, he's the OG original influencer.
He mixes his accuracy by hand himself every batch.
Does he really?
Does he?
Yes, he does.
Wow.
Legend. No wonder he looks so fucked up.
Yeah. He certainly doesn't have the same hairstyle as he did back in the day. Anyway, I'm so jealous. Yeah, definitely.
I do like that.
But there's so many other layers to it, though, Steph. In terms of obviously the reefing, the guest lineup. There's obviously the raffle we've just talked about.
Yeah.
AAC are going to put on some discounts on the day, and then there is literally meeting up with your friends and your reefing buddies or whatever you want to call it, and chatting crap for several hours or whatever it is, and catching up. And that's just for some people, and me included. That's just as important as meeting the celebs, you know.
We're all like at the end of the day, we're guys who. I said to you earlier on phone, didn't I? We keep fish and clean fish shit a week. That's all we do.
Yeah.
We're weird. We're a bit weird. So
yeah, definitely.
If we're going to do anything, let's all be together and be weird in one room. I guess it's a way you can put it. But it's that whole aspect of it, like the Friday night before as well. There's that side of it where everyone will have a few beers down at the Green Man, and then warm up there, and then the show the Saturday, and people might stay on the Saturday. So it's just about it's about getting together. The mind thing is very relevant, and I think for Paul this year, seeing the work that he's put into it, and not just the money, but the actual work, the late nights, myself included this year. As soon as I finish work, it's on with the promotion for the show, the videos, etc. A lot of work goes into it, and I think for what is it, 25 quid a ticket, Jamie? I can't remember exactly how much.
About that, yeah. Just to jump on that, I spend quite a bit of time at AAC with Paul, Ange, and the family down there, and Paul's behind this. This isn't about AAC. Like behind AAC, Paul's just a fish keeper. He's a fish geek, and he does this for the love of the club scene and the meats and all that sort of stuff. So even if you don't know who Julian Sprung is, go to see people. That's what it's for.
Yeah, and there's people dotted around the UK that don't have the option, so they do a lot of, you know, as we did with this, they talk to each other on social media platforms or on YouTube, and it's just as important to physically meet one another and have that, you know, conversation, camaraderie, whatever, face to face. Maybe a backhanded frag swap, maybe bit of second-hand equipment, maybe in the car park. Who knows? Because all that goes off as well, and it's definitely worth turning up for. But
And do you know what? The guys at AAC even encourage people to bring them frag swap. It's not about the business for the day. It's about getting the reefing community going. You know, that's what it's for. And getting to see these sorts of people from across the pond and stuff that are icons in our industry. When did you get to go and chat to your favourite rock star and your favourite band? It don't happen, but in our game, you can do that. It's incredible, really.
So the question is, Dong, when are we all coming to Acro Gardens for a meetup?
That's an interesting idea. I never thought about that. I have free salt water.
I've got the calendar open. I'm just waiting on a date. Do you used to do, or did you used to do reef meets, Dong, back in the day or in the past?
Yeah, maybe like 15 years ago. Yeah, not very popular anymore. And actually one time, when my younger daughter was still in Girl Scout, and the whole Girl Scout, the troops in here, look at Dory. Look at Nemo and Dory. Yeah. And that was probably the largest gathering in my house. That is kind of tough for the coral because the carbon dioxide meter in the room.
pH.
Yeah, pH. Yeah, and with all the girls are crushed, they found out that Marlon is not Nemo's father.
Oh.
I just need to
Slotting
say
clownfish.
It's not the fascia.
Don't need to stop dropping bombs tonight. It started with the ICP and the alkalinity, and then slides, and now he's just crushed.
Yeah,
everyone.
does anyone remember the character in Finding Nemo called Slag?
Steph, sorry, just back to you for a second. One thing that Paul did say to me earlier is that he's put a lot of time and effort with a lot of, again, generous contributions from numerous brands. I think I've got Vitalis and Reef, not Reefroids, Reef
Nutrition.
Reef Nutrition. So the goodie bags that are going to be given to people that are buying the tickets apparently are next level, he said to me earlier. So we all love a little bit of a freebie, especially something that we can use in the tank back home.
I'm just looking now at some of the notes. There's bits from all the big brands and brands you've mentioned that are in there. Last year it was like free ICP tests and foods and stuff like that. Same thing this year. The prizes, like you've already done the prizes on the screen. I made a note of that as well. About $6,000 worth of prizes that is going to be given away.
Yeah. And I've also heard, Steph, for me and you, and maybe Jamie, there's going to be a wet T-shirt competition if you're interested in entering.
Absolutely, yeah.
All proceeds go to Mind.
Do they? I thought you were going to say we'd be wetting the baby's head because let's not forget.
Yes.
5 days before the show, and another thing that I just want to get to people about commitment and our commitment. My wife will have given birth to my son. She's got an elective C-section on the 27th, which is also my birthday. So that is a week. And
are you going to be blowing the candles out live in the hospital during the procedure?
I don't know how it's going to work.
Have you realised though that when your baby is born, that your birthday's fucked? It's no longer your birthday. Gone.
I realise this, but she went in for a C-section with my son on her birthday, and it was delayed by a day. So hers is the 5th and his is the 6th. So it's like, and I've been like, and now it's full circle, come to bite me in the ass.
She just needs to hold it in.
Wow.
It's elective C-section. Doctors orders.
Ronald.
Fair play though. If you're coming down to present this show 5 days after that, people can get tickets and come to the show. Come on, that's mad.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, hopefully.
So what's left in sort of planning then between now and you've got what 3 weeks away? So 3 weeks tomorrow, is it something like that?
Yeah. Well, like the reason I've been a bit late getting on is just I've been upstairs doing some editing. We're off to Germany tomorrow. I'll be probably catching up with Paul next week. So I've got 5 days off, and then when I come back, it's go. So it'll just be promo for the show, working on discussions, and I do want feedback and messages from people. I will put something out. But what do they want us to ask these guests? What questions do you want to ask? On pests, bacterias, the reefs, anything. What questions? Because I think that it is an audience-based show, so it'd be nice to kind of get that feedback so we know what we're collating when we're asking the questions.
Okay, fair enough. So
are you guys going to live stream? Oh, sorry. I
was just going to say, Dong, just quickly, so if anybody has got any questions that they want us to pass over to Steph, who's going to be hosting the audience with at Coral Freaks, send them in to us on the Gmail, and if we've got any that we feel are suitable, we will ping them over to you. Not a problem.
I'll welcome unsuitable. I'll just dress them up.
Go on, Dong, what were you going to say? Sorry.
Is there going to be a live stream on the talk?
So last year I was on behind the camera. I was filming the show last year. We did 3 episodes, but this year I'm not doing that. Me and Paul had a chat about getting Harry to come and do the filming this year, but he's not going to be covering. I don't think it's going to be the same sort of thing. I think it's just going to be capturing the essence of the day. So kind of, but I could be wrong. It depends. I mean, I know if Harry's a videographer and busy as he already is, it's a very, very big piece of work to edit.
But the plan isn't to actually publish the talks online for people to watch later on.
Yes.
I'm not sure whether or not that's going to be done. We have not got that far in the planning. We know we've got Harry in to do the video stuff. There's mics on. We could record it and get the audio clips and do some podcasts. I think that's something that I would like us to do with it. But how that looks and when that's going to happen now.
I can't make it, and I'd be gutted if there isn't something that's published after it for people that want to go but can't go. it's just going to be a bit of a bummer.
Well, that's important then. Yeah, it's not hard to rip the sound. It's literally as we go live, we can just record it and maybe turn it into a podcast with that Ricky Gervaisi cartoon.
Yes.
That'd be quite funny, wouldn't it? That.
Yes.
That'd be quite funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Wow.
but that you said that's quite important. Yeah, we'll sort it.
Cool. And I think there's going to be a few discounts on the day at AAC from what I hear. Like I say, it's all about trying to give a little bit back at the end of the year. But again, like you rightly say, Steph, it's a very expensive sort of gig. A lot of organisation that goes in it. Obviously, Paul gets involved, and obviously other Paul, Fish Palace, gets involved with Love to Reef and whatnot. So there's a hell of a lot of sort of commitment there. So hats off for that one. Looking forward to it for sure. So 1st of November. What time does it kick off? Do you know? Can you remember?
VIPs. So I've got someone else.
Oh.
So the VIPs can get there from 9:30 a.m. and then the general doors are at 10.
Okay.
So I don't know what Paul's got in store for the VIPs, but I know we're planning something. 9:30, 10 a.m.
Very good.
It's at Lattenbush Hall, Jamie.
That's it, Lattenbush in Harlow. Yeah. It's if you've been to Coral Freaks and stuff, or you've been to AAC, it's same car park around the back. It'll be signposted on the day into the main hall.
Yeah, definitely worth going. And again, like you say, Love to Reef as well. Same location. Okay, cool. Right, thanks, Steph, for coming on for that brief sort of 20 minutes, half an hour on that front.
Yeah, no, thanks.
Dong, what's happening next? What's happening next week? Because you see, it's like a Dong takeover almost on the network. What's happening?
Invasion?
A Dong invasion. Yes. Go on, I'll put you on the big screen. What are we talking about next Friday?
How about skimmers?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things that we can talk about skimmers.
Okay. So that's next Friday's chat. Okay. Well, I hope the 68, 70, and at one point 80 for some strange reason. I mean, wow. Talk about statistics on a Friday night that have tuned in this Friday night. Have enjoyed our chat on what was it again, Dong? Reefing. Yeah, you need to get one of those. Oh no, but no, thank you ever so much to those of you who tuned in. Thanks ever so much, Steph, for coming on at last minute and giving us that little bit of insight into Coral Freaks 2025. Will be amazing, I'm sure. And there is a rumour that it's going to be the last one. So if you want to be part of something very special for the scrapbook and memoirs, make sure you get a ticket.
Or get a ticket, and it might not be the last one.
Yes, even more so. Yes, there's an argument in that for sure. Have a good weekend, Ron. Love to see you, as always. To see you nice. Jamie, nice to see the lights on in the back. Hope to see more corals next Friday, man. No pressure.
Hopefully.
Stefano, see you tomorrow.
I forgot to tell you, Tom, there's a salty banter tomorrow night.
Oh, there's a salty banter.
Sorry.
What time tomorrow?
8 o'clock.
You are shit. You are. Oh, my God. Anyway. Yes. Yeah. Have a good weekend, all. Take care. See you next week.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for joining.
We are coral freaks, normal guys with a scientific tweak. We are coral freaks, chasing numbers every day of the week.
What's up, everyone? Salem Clemens from Novel Aquatics here.
It's Jamie from the Horniman Museum at Gardens, also Mars Sustainable Solutions.
Corey from Niles and White Corals here.
My name is Tony Vargas, and I will be in the show again this year.
Julian Sprung here. I'm very excited to be a part of Coral Freaks 2025, a reefing audience with, can you actually end a title with? What's up with that?
Really looking forward to catching up with everyone on the 1st of November for Coral Freaks over at AAC in Essex.
If you love reefing as much as I do, you have to get your tickets. Order them now. It's not your regular trade show. It's a show where it's about you and the speakers.
It'll be my first time in the UK, and it'll be my first time getting to meet all of you.
This event, hosted by the one and only Yorkshire Reefer, takes place just a month from now. And it's a unique show because aside from the focus on aquarium and coral keeping techniques, a portion of the ticket sales is donated to Mind Mental Health Charity supporting mental health research.
Do you guys remember last year when David Saxby won Hobbyist of the Year award and how exciting that was and how emotional he became? Well, this year, let's see who wins this award, and hopefully we can get some tears out of them.
Not only are we going to have a great day of conversation about the latest and greatest in the coral reef keeping world, but also we're supporting a really, really worthwhile cause.
A great cause to support and a great weekend to have.
It's really wonderful that Angela and Paul of Advanced Aquarium Consultancy and the Yorkshire Reefer have put together this event, and I look forward to seeing you there. By the way, you can buy your tickets on the Advanced Aquarium Consultancy website.
Guys, get your tickets now because the seats are running out. Hurry up, get your tickets, and I will see you then.
I'll see you there.
See you guys there.
Hope to see you there soon and looking forward to it.
See you soon.